Hello everyone, it is Sherry Truler with Red Apple Auctions. Thank you for joining me for today's video where we are going to be talking about time management tips. Now I have called this a provocative title, How Smart Benefit Auction Organizers Get More Done Before 9 a.m. than the Army does all day. That is provocative, don't you think? I mean, you wouldn't believe it. The Pentagon is minutes from my house. Minutes! In 10 minutes, I could have men in uniform on my doorstep downstairs banging down the door because of this title if they didn't like it. Whoops, hit the nail. Not that I would mind that, by the way. Not that I'd mind that if you catch my drift. But anyway, I wanted to really make a headline that popped because I do want you to hear these time tips because it's important. You know, a lot of the benefit auction planners that I talk to are gregarious and fun and creative, and because of that it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because lots of people want to be around them, and that's good because they need a lot of people for their auction and they got to get them organized. But on the flip side, everybody wants to be around them. Their phone is always ringing, their office is always full. I know one gal, she goes out to her car so that she can make phone calls uninterrupted as the season really gets near the auction. That's not good either. So we're going to give you 6 different tips here this week, just 6 different tools that you can use to really maximize the time that you do have so you get a lot done before 9 a.m. and after. We're going to start off here with Time Driver. I think I flipped this. I think it's actually Time Trade and then the product is Time Driver. Anyway, you'll find it if you look for it. This is an online appointment scheduling tool, and it's wonderful if you don't want to get involved in the actual scheduling of the meeting because it's done automatically. So let's assume that Kathy Caterer wants to have a meeting with you. You have inputted all of the times that you're available and willing to meet into the Time Driver system. You give Kathy a web link that is your web link to your calendar. She goes into your calendar, she finds a time that works for her. The system sends her an email, the system sends you an email to confirm, and it also books it onto your Outlook system if you in fact use Outlook. Wonderful tool, great in the fact that you don't have to be sitting there trying to schedule email tag or phone tag trying to get a meeting set up. Who needs that? We don't have time. Number 2 is a no-cost conference. There's tons now of free conference call systems out there. This just happens to be one we use. Look, you got to be meeting regularly with your auction committee, but that doesn't mean that you have to be meeting with them face-to-face. So why not use a free conference call system? Makes it easy for everybody. Another nice thing about this is it's not like you have to schedule time. You can have that call anytime, 24 hours a day if you want to use it that much. So it really is your unique line. Number 3, Volunteer Spot. Newer tool for me at this point. I've written before about Doodle, which I like, but Volunteer Spot's a bit of a competitor to Doodle, but they've got a lot of functionality. You really need to check them out. They got started just as a way to easily manage volunteers, get people to sign up easily, whether that's to bring cupcakes to the class or, that's right, to sign up for an auction. So it's a good way to set up your meetings and so forth, and they've got a lot of tutorials online. Number, what is this, 4, 5, something like that? Google Docs. This is free document sharing. I hate being in those situations where there's like 3 of you and you're passing a document via email back and forth and you never know who's got the latest version of it. So in this case, imagine that you've got a list of potential advertisers. You've got 3 women who are going to try and sell advertising. You load the Excel spreadsheet with all of the advertisers on it into Google Docs, and when people want to make changes, they go into Google Docs and they make changes all on the same document. So when you go in there, you can see, oh, look at that! Samantha is editing something right now, but you see those edits immediately. So that way you don't have to worry about any, who's got the last version? None of that. Slydial. This is a free direct-to-voicemail connection. Now, you all have those people who you love to talk to, but they just talk your ear off if you start to communicate with them. Let's say that someone calls you, you've got to get back to them, you've got important information they need, but you do not have time to talk to them for a long time. So what you do is you dial Slydial, you listen to a short ad, and then it's going to ask you for the cell phone number of the person you're trying to reach. You punch that in, and it immediately takes you to that person's voicemail. So you don't have to talk to them. great. You leave the information you need, and from the standpoint of the person you've just called, it looks like they just missed the call, so they didn't hear it ring, they were out of service, whatever the case might be. Very cool. Finally here we got Facebook private group. This, of course, does mean that everybody needs to be comfortable and happy using Facebook, but you can create a private community within Facebook that only people who are members of that group can see. You can post ideas, you can post questions, but it's an easy way to communicate with the entire group and get away from, again, email back and forth, and then, you know, inadvertently leaving someone off the list, that sort of thing. So there you have it, 6 great tools, and of course for other great free information, that's at redappleauctions.com. I do encourage you when you go there to sign up to get What Sold Like a Gem in 2010. It's a beautiful document, great for procurement. I know you'll enjoy it. I'm Sherry with Red Apple. Thank you for joining me. As always, I want to wish you good luck in your next charity auction, and thanks for stopping by.